Hey, Ben. Hey, bye bye. No, not J Dot. J Dot's a she. Hey, Uncle Buck. Hey, boyfriend. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Fernanda. It's not J Dot's a woman. The title is He's Still Alive, or He's Not Dead. J Dot's a woman. Also, J Dot still being alive would not be a tragedy. You see? Trump. There had been rumors, there had been some speculation yesterday. Uh, yeah, there had been some speculation yesterday that he might have actually either been dead or been close enough. So everyone was celebrating. That's been touching aggressively. Good for her. Hi, Rip. Closed my eyes real hard the other day. November 17th, one. That's when I think it will happen. We can only hope. We can only hope. I mean, still a long time to go. But missed you too. But let's hope. I think about Scapegoat. Whenever she's here. Hey, Fruit Fly. Indian food. Nice, nice. When did we say last touch of grass? I genuinely could not tell you. It's been a long time. I mean, I was never really much for the outdoors anyway, even as a kid. You touch your ass a lot. Wish there's a way to get my computer to stop rattling. It will stop on its own at some point, but I don't know. Maybe there's just some dust in there or something. Don't get rattled if that helps. I sure as hell hear it. Get the term resting your laurels. What is a laurel? I think it's like a sort of like a crown type thing. It's against a lot of having an ingrown pool and not enjoy the outdoors as a kid. I mean, as a young kid, I did, sometimes go swimming and everything. Hey, Sark. But in general, I wasn't the outdoorsy type. No, I'm not swimming. No. Icky. He's not dead. Trump. Trump's not dead. People were really trying to manifest it yesterday. Oh, 1,000 videos from June. I did see that. Somebody like, oh, he's golfing and showing clips from 2 months ago. One popular opinion is that even if he does die, the White House will try to weekend at Bernie's it for a little while. A lot of people figuring that even when Trump does die, the White House will, hide it for a while, pretend he's still alive. Slap some sunglasses on him and prop him up in that weird ass position, weird ass way he sits. Was like, it's so weird. Hey, Annie. I'm just around. Maybe Vance looks like Bernie. But like, it's such, because like whenever you see him, he crosses arms really high up, so high up on his chest. It's unnatural. Hey, Killface. Like, it's not. It doesn't even look comfortable. He crosses his arms like somebody who's cold, who feels cold. And like, I know exactly why he does it. I know exactly why he does it. He read somewhere, or someone told him that crossed arms are crossed arms projects strength and confidence and authority. But he's an idiot. Trump. So like crossing arms like this. This projects strength. This projects confidence and authority. But Trump does not have cross arms protection and defensiveness. Well, I mean, it depends how you're doing. It depends on the pose. Yeah. This. Like this. This is confident and strong. Put him a little bit higher up. This is defensive, protective. Seems like self-soothing. You're covering something up. But yeah, because he's not a strong person, because he's not the guy he wants to present himself as, he crosses him up here. And this projects weakness. You like little kids do that? Yeah, he's a fucking child. Hey, Jupiter. Maybe do your. I don't think I am. So an interview with 1980s. Recently, he was so different. That's just the world I'm cold. Exactly. He looks like he crosses his arms like somebody who's trying to keep warm. He crosses his arms because he read somewhere that it projects strength. But he's an idiot. So the way he crosses them projects, I'm chilly. I could use a blanket. Because he's the stupidest fucking person alive. Like, he's legit just one of the dumbest people ever. Can't take him seriously. Anything to. And like crossed arms can project strength and confidence. There's a reason why, like, like on bus stops, lawyers and real estate agents advertising on bus stops. They've always got that crossed arms, like, because hey, look how confident I am. Look how competent this makes me look. It's a stock pose. And Trump, being the stupidest fucking person ever, fucks up a stock pose. It's the same reason behind his handshake. Like, I'm sure you've heard about, I'm sure you've seen people talk about his handshake, right? Where he jerks. Like, he shakes somebody's hand, he jerks it. he's convinced that he's pulling a power move. What he's actually, the movie's actually pulling is a dumbass. It's a dick move. Like it's not showing people that he's strong. It's showing people I don't want to shake hands with this fucker. This guy's a fucking jackass. I don't want to shake his fucking hand. The best, and like people caught on to it. Like other people caught on to it. Hey, Gabrielle. Other people did catch on to what he was doing. And Bambi, Trump's not dead. So like he would try to tug them, and they would just like no, like they would just like basically tug back to keep themselves steady. Because as soon as like, and that actually makes him look weaker. As soon as people figured out his ridiculous power move, they started counteracting it, which just made him look even weaker than he already did. The way to show strength in a handshake is firm, though not, not trying to crush, just like firm to show, hey. Like I don't know. Just a firm handshake. That's a power handshake. Good handshakes, I don't want to touch fingers. Fair. Absolutely fair. When first handshakes bug me. Your man will shake your hand if because you're a woman. I hate that shit. Yeah, I mean, in that case, don't shake my hand, shake my tit. Like, in that case, I get what they're going for that, with that one. On the whole, men do tend to be generally stronger than women. So, a handshake where you're like squeezing too hard. Hey, Aaron. You don't want to. You don't want to hurt. You don't want to hurt the woman's hand. You don't want to like. You don't want to squeeze it so hard that it hurts her. At the same time, you can do firm without being painful. Like you can do like it should still be firm. Not quite as firm as with a guy, but only a little bit. Because most women are not fragile. Yeah, most women are not actually fragile. So you maybe don't squeeze quite as firmly as you would with a guy, but you do still give it a little bit of a squeeze. Should be firm, not aggressive. Yeah. You still give a little bit of a squeeze. Just to be like, just to say, hey, I see ya. I respect you. I was gonna say something filthy. In this chat, I don't know. I don't know, Gabrielle. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know if that would go over well here. We don't much caught into filth around here. Well, no, because I mean it's something he's been doing for years. Like it's something he's always done. Someone said cum gutters the other day. And I almost hurt myself. I almost hurt my eyes. Miming masturbation. So, so yeah. I almost cut my finger off listening to Making Salad. Culinary date everything. I have awakened all but one object. I only have one more object to awaken. In order to get that object, I need to realize 10 of them. I have realized 0 of them. And I'm really far away from being able to realize any of them. We're a long ways off. Just realizing them. Making them real. So that they can go out and live their own lives. Can you realize Skylar? I can't. I can't even realize Skylar. Not good. Yeah, because like right now, they exist only within my home, and only when I use the glasses. Only when I use the Date Vader glasses. So like Betty is just a bed. It's all she is. When I put the Date Vaders on, I can talk to her. can have sex with her, make love to her. Yes, realizing Skylar ends the game. That's how, that is the end of the game. Realizing Skylar ends the game. But I don't actually have the stats to be able to realize her right now anyway. Yeah, so Betty is just a bet. She is stuck in my house. I can only talk to her once a day using the invaders. She can talk to the other objects, but other than that, she is just a bet. Realizing her means that she is no longer just a bed. She is a full person, one who can go out and live her own life. She can leave the house. She can talk to other people. That weird kind of thing? Yes. Doing that means that I need to achieve an ending with. So once you achieve someone's ending, whether you make them love you, whether you befriend them, or whether they hate you, but once you get an ending with somebody, you get 5 points in a given stat. Pinocchio ass shit. Exactly. Once you achieve an ending with somebody, you get 5 points in a given stat. So, and most of the characters, in order to realize them, they need at least one stat at 80 or more. Some of them require a stat at 100 and a second stat at 90 or something like that. It needs to be a lot. Hey, Michaela. There's at least one character who needs a minimum of 50 in every stat. He'll probably be the first one I actually end up realizing because of that. Would you realize? Well, I'm gonna go for all of them. Obviously, I'm gonna try to realize all of them. Though I'm not sure about realizing Sinclair or Dishy. Because they're horrifying. Doesn't end unless you realize that. I mean, you can leave the house, in which case, hey, game over. Getting your money's worth out of this game. Yep. Hey, Brooke. Even though it's a hate you. Yep, you can realize them as well. It did occur to me that I could actually claim this, claim date everything on my taxes if I wanted to. Skylar is true. Yes. Yeah. Realizing Skylar is the true ending. It's in her shirt. Rice is my love language. I'm not going to bother claiming the game on my taxes, but it did occur to me that I'm not going to bother doing it, but yeah. Date everything, the Final Fantasy games I could claim on my taxes. Basically, any game that I play on my channel, I could claim on my taxes. Which is just kind of funny to think of. Claiming a video game on my taxes. Give the money back you spent to get the game. Probably, I think so. Something like that. I'm pretty sure. I don't really know exactly how it works. Firstly, tuned because stream. Yeah, not exactly how it works because I'm too lazy to look it up. Did they the most give you a job if you realized them? Probably not. I'm gonna guess not. Yeah, like as another example. Once I finish watching the once I finish making my way through Sailor Moon Crystal, I'm probably going to get Netflix so I can watch Wednesday season 2. I could probably claim that on taxes. Claim your cream sodas. Taxes also, you may stay hydrated with yummy goodness during the game. Not sure that would work. I don't know that I'd be able to claim my sodas for that reason. Might be able to because I do usually show them off. Drink thing. Claim the thing, Nielsen order out. And all utilities. My utilities are already included in rent. I don't pay for utilities. Mukbangs quarter out for your theater audience. Yeah, I mean, I'm too lazy to do those sorts of deductions anyway. It's on your channel, you should be able to. Like, honestly, I'm just too. I just. Like, honestly, I'm just too. I just don't care enough to bother. No, I'm trouble. Austin got in trouble for it. When I see him as such a terrible person. Tried to claim some engagement rings and stuff, but technically you can claim your laptop, webcam, whatever. Webcam, like, yeah, like when I had to get a new webcam. That's something that I probably could claim. Contacts and do everything for you. Yeah, but then I have to pay him. And like talk to him. Hey, Zoe. Seriously, I don't think he can do that. Save me a lot of money if I don't try to do my taxes, but I'm not. Yesterday, people were trying to manifest Donald Trump's death. But it seems like he's not dead. Probably. Why did we think he died? So, what happened is he hadn't been seen for a couple days. He hadn't been posting on Trump Social or Truth Social, whatever. That they'd been missing. Yeah, he was like for 3 days. He was like he hadn't made any public appearances for 3 days. He hadn't been posting on Truth Social. He does have that big bruise in his hand. You know, in his recent appearances, he had that big bruise in his hand. There was also like part of it as well. The White House had accidentally posted a page about stay tuned for an announcement. Oh, he's constantly on Truth Social. That Truth Social thing? Oh, he's constantly on there. Dude fucking loves social media. Could have any of his people writing in socials for him. Yeah, and like sometimes he does. Like there are some of the posts from his account on there are almost certainly written by someone else. If it's all caps, it's probably Trump. For some reason, he fucking loves all caps. Just posting things in all caps, all capitals. Something from Stephen Miller. Yeah, probably. If it's not all written in capital letters, it's probably from Stephen Miller. If it's written in all capital letters, it's from Trump. One of his own relatives said that. Mary Trump was his niece, cousin, some related to him anyway, some relation to him. Flat out said that's how she can tell which is from him and which is not. But anyway, and yeah, what really kicked it off, niece, that's what I thought. What really kicked it off was there had been the White House had accidentally posted out or sent out a post saying stay tuned for an announcement. It was just a default page, but it got people speculating. Like it got people it got people thinking, oh wait, there's an announcement coming. Excellent post. Someone you mentioned the bird hand. Queen Elizabeth, and it said 3 days later she died. Here's the thing. Vance is awful. Vance is probably every bit as bad as Trump. But nobody likes him. He does not have the cult following that Trump does. He does not command the fear Trump does in other Republicans. Did he predict Trump's going to die on September 3rd of a heart attack? We can only hope. We can only hope. So as awful as Vance is, I don't think he would get as much done as Trump. Which is good because everything Trump and Vance want to get done is awful. So, thanks. I showered. But man, the day he does fucking die, like honestly, the day he dies, a lot of businesses may as well just close down. Fucking everybody's going to be calling out sick so that they can drink and celebrate. There's just going to be global. There's going to be worldwide celebrations. What happened to him with the side effects of being fat and sucking at golf? Thanks, Uncle Buck. Medcal face. But man, the party. Just the global party that will happen on that day. And I'll be honest, I suspect a lot of Republicans are also going to be relieved when he dies. Because they fucking hate the dude. If anything happened to Trump, there would be a war. No. And what are they going to do? Wage a war on McDonald's? Because, like, when he dies, it's obviously going to be natural causes. It's going to be from being old and fat. When Trump dies, it'll be because he's old and fat. Exactly the way, exactly what's going to kill me. Barring an accident, that's how I'm going to die as well. I'm going to die being old and fat. So I'm not judging him for that. So I want to be clear that I'm not judging him for dying of being old and fat. It's just that is a very common way to die. Classic school marm look with your curls, where you pull it all up and then have it swoop over your face and then the rest in the bun. Nah, that sounds like effort. So like, how are they going to die? Like, how are they going to wage a war? Like, who are they going to go to war with? Cholesterol? You can't go to war with cholesterol. Girls play dress up. It's fun. But I'm lazy, Killface. So no, there's going to be mass celebrations from most people. A lot of Republicans heaving quiet sighs of relief. J.D. Vance celebrating the fact that he gets to be president now. No. When a shitty person dies, no, celebrating is good. Dealey just made Putin fell through and then Trump goes missing. Trump sucks as a person and a politician and a businessman. Trump sucks on every conceivable level. Trump's a piece of shit. No, it is absolutely acceptable to celebrate the death of somebody who makes other people's lives worse. Senior senators are going to control. Yeah, he's not going to have the power that Trump does. Trump commands fear in the Republican Party. When he shook Putin's hand, he could have been poisoned through his skin. Said I'd at least take a small quantity of liquor beverage, but I think it got contextually censored. Boo. I suppose it depends on whether Putin thinks that Vance would be better at advancing his goals than Trump is. I don't think Putin would kill Trump because Trump is Trump thinks that he and Putin are friends. Trump supports Putin. He's on Putin's side. Everyone that's a threat to him. And Trump is not. Trump is absolutely not in Putin's way. He is not a threat. They're allies. Trump is an asset. Whether you believe him as he's an asset in the sense of like, hey Sydney, yeah, so best friend necklaces, yeah. Like whether you believe he's an asset in the sense of actually being employed by Russia, or an asset in the more general sense of this guy having this guy in power actually helps me out. he's still an asset to Putin. Putin sees him as being useful. Because, like, he doesn't. Trump does nothing to actually oppose Russia. Come on, these documents are done over with. Everyone's done with this leftist shit. Yeah, that's why leftists keep getting elected anytime they fucking run. I forget which state it is. Iowa, maybe? But a Democrat just won by 11 points in a district that Trump won by 11 points in 2024. And she didn't run by appealing to Republicans. Like, she didn't run by appealing to conservatives. She ran as somebody pretty liberal. Was I what? That's what I thought. You guys not get along? Well, I mean, it depends on what you mean by a different political view. If we're talking, say, inheritance tax, estate tax, if we're talking about, say, estate tax, can I get along with somebody who thinks the estate tax should be abolished, or who thinks that there shouldn't be an estate tax? Absolutely. Can I get along with somebody who disagrees with me on what the top marginal tax rate should be? Sure. Can I get along with somebody who, say, wants to ban trans people from existing? Fuck you. Go fuck yourself, you transphobic piece of shit. Get the fuck out of here. Can I get along with somebody who wants to ban abortion? Fuck no. Can I get along with somebody who thinks all immigrants should be deported? Absolutely fucking not. Fuck you for even asking. Because, see, when we're talking about human rights, no, I refuse to get along with somebody who thinks that, who wants to start violating human rights, who thinks that certain people don't deserve human rights. Anyone who supports that fucking prison camp in Florida can fuck off forever. Boyfriend's trans left back to the end of the year for him. Yeah. Like, anyone who supports that fucking prison camp, that concentration camp, anyone who supports that concentration camp in Florida, get the fuck out. I don't give a shit if the door hits your ass on the way out. That alligator Alcatraz. It's a concentration camp. Primarily for undocumented immigrants. Or shit, not even necessarily undocumented immigrants. Some of the people who get sent there are going through the fucking immigration process. But ICE still grabs them up. So it's for immigrants. whether documented or otherwise, because they're fucking fascists. What's going on in Canada? I mean, a lot of stuff constantly. It's just a lot of it is. Actually, there's a point. What happened with the Canada Post strike? I know there was a Canada. Or was there? Did Canada Post go on strike recently? Or am I thinking of the previous time they did? Picked one dude up at the place he's getting his citizenship that day. Yeah. All right. So the government did end up breaking the strike. Extended the contract until May. Yeah. A lot of crazy shit going on here in England. Oh, fucking hell. Protesting immigrants. Delete the hotels. And, like, they're not... And, like, the thing is, people think that they're being put up in, like, luxury hotel suites. But the conditions the immigrants are in those hotels is shit. And, like, they're legally not allowed to work while they are undergoing their asylum applications. So they're being given like £10 a day, which is fucking nothing. Let's talk about something whimsical. Oh, I'm aware of the protests. There's a few British people I follow on Twitter and Blue Sky. This is what I'm making. No, the in the UK, they're mostly Arabic. Very sensitive topic here in the UK. Especially because the media and the politicians are shitty and take the side of the racists. Change my username to whimsical Jesus. You'll say they're Arabic too. In the US, they're a wider variety of races. Hey, Syrian. Trump's not dead, unfortunately. Isn't it a fantasy story? Sure, that's kind of whimsical. It's about nationality, it's about religion. Yeah, definitely plays a huge role. They hate there's a lot of racists in the UK. A lot of people who just hate Muslims. How do they get to the USA from Middle East? Oh, in some cases, they came here legally, and then just overstayed their visa. A lot of them did go to the U.S. and Canada, here in Canada as well, by boat, or some of them by plane, by like asylum efforts. I don't think it is. We have a fair number of Muslims in Canada, and we don't really have any problems with it. I'm going to get more water. I'll be back in a moment. Anyway, and the US is almost a problem for me. Yeah. True fanatics from the UK, they hate Christian beliefs. Here's what I would argue. When people are ostracized, marginalized, pushed, pushed to the sides and tried to, and all that, they're going to get angrier, and they're going to cling more to their own heritage. Here in Canada, well, we certainly have plenty of racists. We definitely have problems like that. On the whole, we are a country that is not a racist country. Fuck that, you're not. UK is absolutely a racist country. There is a lot of racism in the UK. Europe as a whole is virulently racist. But what I was saying, like, Canada is... You know how, like, the US sort of promotes itself as melting pot? The US is the melting pot of the world? Canada's approach has always been more of a tapestry. Canada doesn't really have a culture of our own. We are made up of all the cultures within us. So Muslims, hey, sure, why not? Yeah, go ahead. Do you eat peanut butter mixed with maple syrup? No! Dad's family is racist, but only in close circles. Yeah. But because we really don't try to push people to adapt to our culture, it honestly creates less tension. And I think that actually means that the Muslims here end up feeling less need to cling to the harsher aspects of their culture. They're more comfortable adapting to our more liberal society. In the UK, there's a lot of Muslims are met with the message that they're not welcome, that they're not British. They're told, you're not British. You don't belong here. You are not part of our culture. You do not belong as part of our culture. Shit, even the ones who try to adapt to UK culture are told, you will never actually belong. You will never actually be a part of our culture. And so, yeah, a lot of them. Well, shit, if we're not if we're not going to be considered British anyway. Peanut butter and maple syrup sounds good. It sounds horrible, Vanna. It sounds vile. That sounds like a vile combination. People walking around with swords. I mean, part of me feels like that does. A part of me feels like that is sort of harkening back to classical British culture, isn't it? Electric dubs. Yes, I have. I love waffles with peanut butter and maple syrup. I don't know. Still sounds like a bad combination to me. Did you get carrots in it? Nah. I suppose it would come down to um, like portions. Yeah, how much of each is used. Not something else. Not something that um, not something that I eat. Not something that I'm interested in eating. I'm picky enough that no thanks. Hot dog cereal. People should be able to live anywhere on the planet they please. They have borders, nations, powers played out. Not interested in progress. Yeah, pretty much. Peanut butter and pickle sandwich. Peanut butter and tomato sandwich. Peanut butter and syrup. Hell no. Peanut butter and mayo on a hot dog with a nice syrup drizzle. Yeah, I don't think I would want to try maple syrup and peanut butter. Rice with peanut butter and jelly. But bear in mind, I am a picky eater, so just because I wouldn't like something doesn't necessarily mean it would be bad. It's just Grandma made them when you were a kid. That's like blue cheese. You're a blue cheese addict. Yeah. Don't think I've ever had blue cheese. I suspect I probably wouldn't much care for it because, again, very, very picky. If when you're old, you'll be able to stand blue cheese. With the blue cheese. I mean, I don't know what kind. I don't know what type of cheese. I don't know if there's bleu or what kind of cheese, but almost like ranch, rancid off flavor ranch. Bleu is how you cook a steak. 1 minute on each side, rather than rare. Blue with the cheese. I do like I do like a rare steak off the grill. Do you like sausage? Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's not something I ever make like I never get it. I never buy. Bleh. I never buy sausages. It's not something that I ever like. It's like I almost never have sausages, but when I do, I enjoy them. Supermarket didn't have my Campari. They delivered without. I'm moody. Steamed sausage in the rice cooker. I mean, I could. I'm come to think of it, I'm not totally sure. I mean, I imagine it would work. Get some protein in your life. Just place take 1 minute on each side so the blood oozes out. Lift the flame, drink the juices after. Okay, that actually sounds pretty bad. If it moves, I don't do's. I do miss having a good steak. I wish any of the restaurants around here served a steak other than the strip one. All the restaurants around here just do strip ones. That's it. That's the only kind of steak you can get in Cornwall. Even filet mignon is like, there's like 1 or 2 places in town that even do that. Maybe. Pick up Uber steak. No, I mean it is like they all do strip loins. Like any place in Cornwall that serves steak, it's going to be a strip loin. And there's nothing wrong with a strip loin. Strip loin is fine. Filet mignon is pretty good. Like filet mignon is not bad. The problem I have is like a strip loin is fine, but it's the only when it's the only kind of steak that I ever get to eat, it just gets boring. Like it is easily the most boring cut of steak. Can you venture out of Cornwall easily? No, not easily at all. Yeah, I'm just looking through places right now. Yeah, Montreal strip loin. Well done burgers, but not steaks. I don't know, they're different. There is actually a well, slices of ribeye. I mean, it was the smaller section of the porterhouse. It's best of both worlds. I mean, I'd rather not go vegan. Yeah, there is a place that does slices of ribeye. Not really sure what that means. Yes, I would love a good T-bone, you know? This meat lifting much, indeed. Yeah, just like I would kill for just a good T-bone steak. Meat has some good vitamins or something. I feel like you'd feel bad if you never ate it. Yeah, yeah. 6 days a week, I'm vegan. And then once a week, I have chicken. T-bone is just a smaller cut away from a premium porterhouse. Sure, but I mean, it's still good. T-bones are good eating. All our chain steakhouses offer T-bones. Yeah, we don't have chain steakhouses here in Cornwall. We really just have jack shit in general. No butcher back in the day. The customers come pick out their own fish and wrap it if they felt special. I mean, that does sound pretty cool. Vicious nasty. Ah, I'm allergic. I break in and puke. Well, okay then. What the movie? Finishing off Sailor V. I read the first volume of the Sailor V manga, so I just got to finish off. Just got to finish this. Just got to read this. And I'll actually be done with the entirety of the Sailor Moon manga. I am finding it kind of unhinged. Also, Sailor V kind of says ACAB. One of many books. Yeah, so I think there was 11? Yeah. So the Sailor Moon Eternal Edition. It collects the entirety of the Sailor Moon manga into 10 volumes. So like it's like a 10 volume set of all of the entirety of the Sailor Moon manga. And then 2 volumes for the Sailor V manga that sort of ran beside it. What do you think this roughly per volume? I don't know. I think it varies a little bit depending on how many, but a lot. Well, let me take a look here. Just over 280 for this one. Some of them are a little bit longer, or most of them are a little bit longer, I think. But yeah, maybe around 300 pages per volume, give or take. Also, how much did it cost? I forget what the cost was. $3,700. The Kiki's delivery service. Well, that was a bakery though. Oh right, yeah, like a bakery or okay. Your book that I bought. It's a good book. Someday I wouldn't mind reading the rest of the Kiki books. The Howl one too. The Howl ones too. You know what? While we're on the topic of comics, Webtoon. It's an online platform. Yeah, I mean, I only recently read the book. So yeah, Webtoon, online platform for reading comics. A couple years back, DC Comics decided to sort of test it out a bit, and they've been successful. So what they did is they decided, let's try putting a couple of, let's try putting an original series on there of our own, an original series of our own on Webtoon. Wayne Family Adventures, I think it was. And it was well received. So, given it did well, they've done a few other ones. Which again, varying levels of success and everything. But generally pretty well received. So Marvel has finally decided to get in on that. Took them a while, but they finally decided to, hey, let's get in on this Webtoon thing. And they decided to start, reasonably enough, with Spider-Man. But rather than do what DC did, pay creators to make a new series that is, I don't know what it is. Bucket. It'll fix itself eventually, but in the meantime, it's annoying. So yeah, DC paid creators to make new comics intended for Pam, intended to fit the format and the audience of webtoons. But Marvel doesn't want to pay people. So instead, what they're doing is they're just taking an existing series and just slapping it on Webtoon. How much? Here. And, again, you know what? Fine. Fair. Who's not dead? Trump's not dead. Sure. You do you, Marvel. Fine. It's still a way of bringing your comics to a new audience. So sure, just use your existing ones. But here's the thing. They're going with a run of Amazing Spider-Man that began in 2022. I think if he was, it would be all over the news. It would be. There's an old Soviet joke. Man goes into Man goes to the newspaper shop every day, looks around, and leaves. One day, the shop owner says, "What are you looking for? Can I help you find anything?" Man says, "I'm looking for the obituaries." Shop owner says, "Those are in the back." Man says, "Not the one I'm looking for." Anyway, what else? As I was saying, so Mark, they went with a run of Spider-Man, fairly recent one. Began in 2022. It is generally considered one of the worst runs in the entire history of Amazing Spider-Man. It is a baffling choice to go with for, like, here's how we're going to reach out to a new audience. We're going to take a comic that is, we're going to take a run that is not friendly to new readers. It's not going to be familiar to people who are fans of the comics or to fans of the movies and the video games. It's not going to be familiar to the people who played those or who watched those. It's a fairly dark run, from what I can gather. It's got a lot of stuff that tends to turn people off. And as I said, the consensus online is that it is legitimately one of the worst runs in Spider-Man's history. And people online are not shy about sharing that opinion about it. So all the comments, every comment is, this fucking run? Every comment is negative, which not great for getting new readers, because any potential new readers are going to look at the comments. In school, there's a kid I used to call Spider-Man. Like every new reader is going to look at the comments and see, holy shit, no one has anything positive to say about this. Literally no positive comments about the entire run on the comment. Like every comment is negative. So right off the bat, potential new readers are going to be like, well, if the people who've read this previously hate it this much, then I'm not going to read it. So potential new readers are being turned away by like every single aspect of this. It is genuinely the most baffling decision they could have made. I would be hard pressed to think of a worse run that they could have used to launch their reach out to new readers via webtoon initiative. Because, like, you would think, clearly this is about bringing in new readers. This is about reaching out to a new audience. Clearly this is about trying to appeal to a new audience. So you would think that you would want something that is going to be familiar to people who are fans of the movies. Because that's the movies, the cartoons, the video games. You're going to want something that is familiar to those audiences. Something that they can relate to. So you want it to be something that's relatively light to start with. Something that's fairly light and fun to start with. Obviously, get dark, it can get more serious later on, but starting off, you want to have humor, you want to have adventure, you want to have Spider-Man being a guy that being the hero that people like. Something that shows why he is Peter Parker is a great character. You want something that demonstrates why Peter Parker is a character who has resonated for over 60 years now. You're going to want something that doesn't rely too heavily on continuity. That new readers are going to be confused by. You're going to want something that I don't know, I guess just I'm scared of spiders. Scared of spiders. I am also scared of spiders. And if you're going with an existing run, you're going to want a run that other people consider good. You're going to want a run that is going to get a lot of positive reception on the site. That people who have previously read it are going to be like, oh, it's this, oh, this run. I loved this run. Yeah, this one's great. Yeah, something that gives positive, something that's going to give positive word of mouth. You're going to want a comic that had positive word of mouth, so that potential new reader is going to be like, well, hell, if the people who like Spider-Man loved this run, then this is probably going to be a really enjoyable story to read. This is going to be a great story to read. But no, they went with the worst possible run they could go with. How can you like Spider-Man but be afraid of spiders? Because he's not actually a spider. He has the powers, but he's still a man. The man is the important part. He's just a man who happens to have powers. So yeah, it's just one of those things where like I genuinely cannot understand the thought process behind it. The only explanation is that editorial is still really, really bitter and pissy about just how negative the feedback to that run was. So they're pushing it out of pure petty vindictiveness. But like other people would have to sign off on it. You would think somebody at some point would have been like, well, okay, this regardless of whether of how much you know, regardless of editorial's feelings on it, regardless of the reader's feelings on it, this may not actually be the right run to use. But no, it's just a baffling choice on every level. done by people who clearly don't give a shit about the webtoon audience. I honestly think that's the thing that actually bugs me the most, is how clear it is that they don't give a shit. How little thought they put in to the webtoon audience. They're just playing follow the leader with DC and doing it in the most half-assed way they possibly can. It is cynical. It is insulting to the audience. It's just such a shitty way of going about it. Like, I stopped buying Marvel comics because I have major issues with Disney as a corporation. But decisions like the one they've made with that Marvel's made with Webtoon does not make me regret that I no longer read Marvel. It's one of those, well, now I feel justified kind of deals. Love your passion. Even when it's about something that nobody watching me cares about. Absolutely no one who watches my channel cares in the slightest. But I care. And it's my channel, so I'm going to talk about it. I am curious how, like, no, no, it's. I mean, I had a muffin earlier, but no, it's usually like I start cooking around 11 or so, and it's usually around midnight or so that I actually eat. I'm not cooking, but I start like preparing usually around like 11 or so. Yeah, usually around 11 o'clock or so that I start chopping up the vegetables and rinse the rice. And then by the time I finish cooking and everything, it's usually around midnight that I get to eat. What do you have tonight? Rice. Same thing I have every night. Try to take over. I mean, rice. Playing this. Yeah, of course. I'm not starving myself. Not sitting here starving myself. Believe me. Though often, like, So yeah, eat around midnight, and then I usually have a snack around like 6:30. You know, 6:30 when I watch. You know, when I start watching my shoes. When I start watching Sailor Moon before a little bit before bed. It's cool there too. No sweating. Yeah, no fruit flies around right now. Luckily. But like in the time between like when I have my supper and when I have chips like as a bedtime snack, I don't get hungry, but I do want something to snack on. But I am trying to save money, so I don't actually have any extra snacks. But man, sometimes I'll be sitting here and I'm like, oh, fuck, I could go for something to just like, I could go for something to just start munching on. Camp chicken breast here is so good. Dollarama peanuts are a godsend. Is it just Zoe buffering? Is anyone else buffering? I guess it is just Zoe. Boiled rotisserie chicken. It's pretty good. Mommy bought me broccoli to add to my beef ramen, and I'm happy, but saving it for when I hunger. You're not butt fucking Uncle Buck? Well, you should be. Anyway, I will have protein on Tuesday. I'm going to my mom's on Tuesday, or supposed to go to my mom's on Tuesday. So when I do that, I will have, we'll be ordering out, I assume, in which case I will get something meaty. Might be beef, might be chicken, but some kind of dead animal. I'll be eating some kind of dead animal on Tuesday. Chicken? Yeah, could be chicken. Could be beef. It depends on what we do. It depends on where we order from, or whether we go out or whatever. Anyway, for now I'm gonna go. Gonna leave for tonight. Is it Friday or Saturday? I will need to decide whether to do date everything tomorrow or Monday. Probably tomorrow. I'll probably do a date everything stream tomorrow. We'll continue with a mix. Cooking. The problem isn't the cooking, Zoe. The problem is the preparation. I don't want to be handling meat in my fucking bedroom. That does not feel hygienic to me. Like that's second Monday. All right, fine. I'll do it Monday. So thanks for coming. In your bedroom all the time? Nah, I'm handling it in my office. Good night, everybody.